Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. This is your home girl. Uh, Arabia Barbosa. 914, which is County, New York, coming to you with another live video. Shout out to the chat. Yo, I'm not going to be up here very long. I just wanted to post a question. Want to post a question on these YouTube streets. And I want to say, I find it very interesting. I'm finding it very confusing and frustrating to know that we got a bunch of coward people that are sitting in Capitol Hill right now. We got people in the Senate. We got people in the Congress. We got the we got the Democrats and we got the Republicans. We got the Democrats and we got the Republicans. We got the moderates. We got the independent people that's sitting on Capitol Hill. And you can't convince me that these people are not smart enough, brave enough. They don't have the spine. They don't have the courage. They don't have the stomach to come up with new laws on how to deal with these sex offenders. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know how anybody else feels. But one thing I do know is that these people cannot be rehabilitated. They cannot be changed. Even if they were to be, fixed, so to speak, it still wouldn't stop them for wanting to destroy other people's lives, for wanting to have control. And we see on these YouTube streets, we got a sexual predator, someone that was on the sex registry list for almost 20 years, bragging about his crimes and threatening to violate other young women, children. Shout out to the chat. And nobody can convince me that we got a bunch of people on this app that are ignoring what was said. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And I know ain't nobody gonna hit the link. And I know ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But these people can't be fixed. And if it was up to me, every sex offender, whether they are registered or not, would not be released from the penitentiary. They would not be released. They don't need to be released. They don't deserve to be released. Some people on this app, on this platform, believe in the words of the Bible. Well, what does the Bible say about a sex offender? Doesn't the Bible say that they should be put to death? Doesn't it say that? You don't hear me though. Nobody's answering. Nobody's talking now. But that is my honest belief. That is my opinion. They cannot be fixed. No amount of therapy will change their mindset. They will always do what they have done in the fucking past. We have seen generation after generation after generation of people being destroyed by those individuals. By those individuals. I did a video earlier this morning and I was talking about The Wire. I was talking about certain characters that is on The Wire. There is one particular character. His name is Michael Lee on The Wire. That particular character had been like what? 13, maybe 14 years old when he was going to the middle school with his friends. He had a little brother named Bug that he looked out for, that he cooked for, that he cleaned for, that he provided certain things for Bug to have, for Bug to enjoy. Shout out to the chat. And what happened when Michael's stepfather came back onto the scene? What happened in that house? Because Michael was in control of the mother's benefit card. She left him in charge of the benefit card because she knew he was going to be responsible. She knew that he was going to use tough love towards her whenever she asked for money from her own benefit card. He refused to neglect himself and his little brother. Shout out to the chat. The character Michael in The Wire was concerned about whether or not him and his sibling was going to eat, if they was going to be safe, if they was going to have a good place to live. He was concerned. A 13-year-old boy, a 14-year-old boy, I would say Michael had been like 13, maybe 14 years old when he was making decisions that adults should make. The mother was unable to make those decisions. Why? Because she wanted to go out in the street. She wanted to use drugs. Shout out to the chat. We got two in the building. Good morning. Shout out to you. Let's continue on with the story. Michael was taking care of house and home. He was taking care of his family. He was looking out for his family. He was doing the best he could do. And the mother, for whatever reason, she decided to let Michael's stepfather move back into the house, even though it was found out years ago that he was sexually abusing Michael. Michael felt threatened in that house. The stepfather approached Michael. He confronted Michael. He wanted that benefit card. He started saying things to Michael that made Michael think, if he sexually abused me and my mother didn't do nothing about it, what's going to happen to Bug if that happens to Bug, to Michael's little brother? And what did Michael do? Because he knew nobody else was going to help him. So he went to Marlo Stanfield, a drug dealer that had muscle. Michael knew who Snoop was. Michael knew who Chris Parlow was. Shout out to the chat. He went to Marlo and said, I'm trying to catch up with Chris. I got a problem I can't go to no one else to. He sat down and talked to Marlo. And then later on, he ran into Chris and Snoop. And they had to take care of the stepfather. We got a lot of sick women in this world that would sacrifice their own children behind a man's bullshit, behind a man's tonteria. What does a grown man want with a child? Shout out to the chat. They didn't call 911. They didn't call the ambulance. They didn't say, oh, this man need to be locked back up. They didn't try to set him up. They didn't rob him. They didn't do nothing. They killed him. He got beat to death on the street. He was supposed to have been killed in one of those row houses, but Chris didn't have enough patience for that because he knew what Michael was going through. A couple of years ago, in real life, there was this dude that was in prison, and what he was doing, he was attacking and unaliving those sex offenders. We got people on this app that is bragging about their sexual offenses. And I find it disgusting and shameful that other grown people, grown men, grown women are sitting in a fucking chat entertaining this fucking monster. Entertaining someone that shouldn't even be in the free world. I don't give a fuck how much he know about Bitcoin. Fuck Bitcoin and fuck him too. And Kwame Brown should be ashamed of himself for even associating with this dude. It's shameful. A grown man, an ex-NBA player, supporting a registered sex offender. And I find it very weird and strange that no one is saying anything. I find it kind of weird that a lot of people are being silent. You know what kind of jacket the man got? The man got more than one charge. How many other times have he committed these crimes and there's been no charge because no one reported it? Shout out to the chat. I'm just saying, those type of dudes don't need to be out in public. They need to be done to like the way the Bible say. People want to obey the Bible about this and obey the Bible about that, but obey the Bible with the real shit. Huh? Nobody talks about that. Nobody says anything. Very few have actually spoken up against this dude. But others choose to remain silent. This is your homegirl, Barbosa. I'm going to spend the rest of the day watching the Wire. Yes. I'm going to watch The Wire, and I'm starting out with the Michael Lee story. I'm going to start out with season he showed up in and when all his friends showed up. That's the part of The Wire I'm going to start. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. This is your homegirl, Barbosa, closing out this video. I'm out of here, but I'm not closing my point of view, my random thoughts, or my private thoughts. These are my opinions, and my opinions has nothing to do with anyone else on this platform. If I'm saying it out of my mouth, it's coming out of my mouth. It's not coming out of nobody else's mouth. I don't need no mouthpieces on the platform. I can speak for myself. And that is my opinion about what I see on this platform. That is my opinion on what I see in fucking real life. And that's my opinion on what the TV is showing you. And this ain't the first time that a television show has talked about these kinds of creeps and weirdos. Because the last time I looked, Different Strokes actually had a segment where they talked about this. It was discussed in an episode. It was 2 different episodes. One with a male predator. Well, actually, there was 2 male predators, but one came after the children, and there was another one that tried to come for Kimberly. Now, if the TV is talking out loud, shouldn't people be talking out loud instead of staying quiet? Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace. Shout out to OSD for doing his video last night. I wasn't there for the whole video, but I saw the thumbnail. Shout out to him. Shout out to everyone that went live last night or early this morning. Shout out to Vince the Sniper for going live. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Soulfly that was on the panel. Shout out to the moderators, the subscribers, the chat members, everyone that supports this channel and other channels in this sector. They're the cool people to rock out with. Shout out to y'all. Peace. Y'all have a good one.